Did you ever notice how some words make people flinch before you even finish saying them? I mean, say the word apostle, and folks nod solemnly like they just saw a stained glass window in their peripheral vision. Say apostasy, and suddenly you're getting side-eyed, like you knocked over the communion rail and stole the silverware on the way out. Same root word, different reactions. And that right there, that little linguistic sleight of hand, is where tonight's fire gets interesting. So, pull your chair a little closer, mind the sparks, and if you're easily offended by words, insisting on being understood, well, leave the door open. You might want a quick exit. I'm Pat Kansoer, and tonight we're talking about those who are sent and those who step away. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth right up front. Apostle and apostasy come from the same place. Same Greek bones, same directional impulse. Away. One is sent away, the other is standing away. Which means the moral difference everybody fights over isn't baked into the word, it's stapled on afterward by whoever's still standing at the starting line. Language doesn't care about your hierarchy, it just reports the motion. Here's what fascinates me. We lionize movement when it's authorized. We demonize movement when it isn't. If you're sent, you're brave. If you leave, you're broken, bitter, or bewitched by YouTube algorithms. And nobody ever seems to ask the uncomfortable middle question. Away from what exactly? Because origin stories are sacred, and sacred things never like being examined, understood, or under good lighting. Here's something institutions understand very well, even when they pretend not to. They don't fear distance. They fear unsanctioned distance. You're allowed to go far, wide, dangerous even, as long as you remember who packed your bags. An apostle is expected to travel, but they're also expected to report back. And the moment they don't, well, history's got a long list of former apostles that suddenly became inconvenient footnotes, martyrs, or cautionary tales, because institutions love messengers until the message starts updating itself. Apostasy, then, isn't primarily about belief. It's about obedience. The real offensive isn't that you stopped believing. It's that you stopped asking permission. And if that makes you feel uneasy, good. It means the fire is doing its job. Now, if you're listening and thinking, well, I'm not an apostle, and I'm not an apostate, congratulations, you're probably a seeker. Seekers live in the hallway between rooms. They haven't planted a flag, but they also refuse to pretend that the wallpaper is eternal. It's a dangerous place, that corridor. Drafty, poor signage. But it does have one enormous advantage. You're still listening. Seekers ask questions without immediately turning the answers into pamphlets. They resist the temptation to certify truth before understanding its cost. And that matters, because the most dangerous transition isn't belief to unbelief. It's curiosity to authority. That's the quiet moment when someone stops asking and starts sending. That's when fires stop warming people and start marking borders. Let me leave you with this. Every movement begins with questions. Every institution begins with answers. And somewhere in between, somebody decides they're qualified to speak for the fire. That's not apostasy. That's something else entirely. And in the next Firelight Dialogue, we're going to talk about something and someone who crossed that line, not away from belief, but toward authorship. Because the moment you believe you're the origin, language sharpens its knives. If tonight's fire sparked something, annoyance, agreement, or that uncomfortable internal shifting furniture feeling, do me a favor. Subscribe so you don't miss the next conversation. Share this episode with a friend who enjoys thinking just a little too much. And if you've got thoughts, real ones, half-formed ones, or arguments you're still chewing on, send them to info@patsanswers.com. That's info@patsanswers.com. I genuinely read them. And finally, if you'd like to sit longer by the fire, the companion Firelight Dialogues short story anthologies are available on Amazon.com. Same questions, different sparks. Until next time, stay warm, stay curious, and don't be afraid of words that walk away.